streets of St. Petersburg roar to life as the 2009 Firestone Indy Lights season gets underway. Ana Beatriz and J.R. Hildebrand lead a field of veterans, both looking for their first title. But a new champion could emerge from the most talented rookie field in series history. Today in Central Florida, the chase for the Firestone Firehawk Cup is renewed. The St. Petersburg 100 is next. Hi everyone, I'm Mike King. Welcome to St. Petersburg, Florida, where we're getting set to drop the green flag on the 2009 Firestone Indy Lights schedule. Joining us all season long to talk about the cars and the drivers, this man, Arie Luyendyk Jr., 62 starts in this series, so you know exactly what these guys are going to be experiencing out there. And Arie, this is an interesting track. 14 turns, 1.8 miles. Conventional wisdom would say that a veteran like Ana Beatriz or J.R. Hildebrand would have the definite edge, but they've got 17 rookies that are going to be breathing down their neck at the start.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough race. It's going to be a tough race for all the competitors. It's pretty warm out here today, and, you know, this is our only doubleheader weekend. So look for JR to be strong. He qualified on pole, his first pole position. He's been impressive in open testing. And Ana, like you'd mentioned, she actually qualified 7th, which I did expect her to be a little bit higher up, but look for her to move up through the field. She's been strong here in the past, almost won here last year, had a DNF, but look for her to make a charge. 4
rookies will start in the top 6, but it will be J.R. Hildebrand leading the field into turn number 1. The third member of our broadcast team is Kevin Lee, and he's standing by with our pole sitter.
JR is on the pole in this series for the first time. How good is your race car?
It's really quick, actually. Both qualifying sessions for race 1 and race 2, I actually nicked the wall a little bit. So, you know, we're up at the front for both races. I think it get even better, and you know, we're looking good for today for sure.
In race number 2, his teammate Sebastian Saavedra will start right in front of him. How do you approach turn number 1 here in race number 1?
Should be okay. I mean, hopefully we can both get a good jump. Like you said, I've got my teammate behind me for this race. I'll be behind him for tomorrow. So, you know, we should be able to work together, just get through the first corner and then race from there.
He won on an oval last year. Today, the 21-year-old looks for his first win in this series on a non-oval. J.R. Hildebrand.
Well, after a 6-month-long off-season, this is what we've been waiting for. Dropping the green flag on 2009. Here you see the starting lineup. J.R. Hildebrand, the driver from Sausalito, California. He's up front, along with a couple of rookies.
Junior Strauss
and Saavedra.
Junior Strauss from my home country, the Netherlands, and Saavedra, very impressive for AFS AGR.
Jonathan Somerton, he'll start 6th. He's from nearby Kissimmee, Florida. Ana Beatriz, who last year finished 3rd in the championship here in the Firestone Indy Lights. Jay Howard, 2006 Series champ, will also be in the field. Harrington, who starts for Brian Herta Autosport, and Brian really high on him. He thinks they're going to do very, very well.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
So Daniel Harrington will go off 11th. Wade Cunningham, yet another former series champion. He won it in 2005, finished 3rd. Already on 2 other occasions. Strong field.
A lot of depth here for sure. Plowman and Mann make up teammates for Panther.
Teammates, a couple of rookies who come in from Great Britain. Logan Gomez will go off 21st, and you see the final 2 drivers, including Sergei Matshantsev, the first driver ever in Firestone Indy Lights from Russia. How about the keys to today's race, Arie?
First key will be stamina. It's very physical here, doubleheader weekend. The next key would be the first lap. Let's get through it. It's a tough course. Need to survive the melee. Experience, another key. 17 rookies. You know, another thing here, rolling starts. A lot of these guys have never taken a rolling start, so let's see how it turns out.
We were counting it up, Arie, and approximately half the field has never taken a flying start. They are accustomed.
Strauss on the front row.
That's right. They are accustomed to standing starts, a la Formula One. That is not the case in Firestone Indy Lights. The green flag will come out, and we are racing. 2009 Firestone Indy Lights on Versus, and it's going to be J.R. Hildebrand. Looks like he's got a good jump as he heads into wide.
Saavedra and Strauss side by side. There's contact. Dia had contact.
But it looks like they continue on. That's the good news. 27 drivers all look like, Arie, they're going to make it safely through turn number 1. That in itself is an accomplishment.
Look at the teammates. 1, 2. Now we look at, this is Davison making a move.
So James Davison in the Vision car. He's in the number 21. Started on the outside of row number 2, but Arie, he's been strong all weekend.
He has been very strong in preseason testing as well. Let's see if he can hold off Strauss.
Well, we've got an onboard camera for this race with Ana Beatriz, and you mentioned the fact that there was some contact, and Arie, here it is. What happens?
Well, here we're
coming through 13 and 14.
This is Howard next. Oh, look at that. It's coming to the green. Doesn't look like she has any damage, though.
Yep, so Anna continues on, but the contact there, and that's just a silly mistake. That did not need to happen.
It didn't need to happen, and she also had contact going into one, so let's see if she has trouble throughout the race.
So Anna Beatriz and Jay Howard. Anna, of course, the veteran who finished third last year, and Jay Howard, who won this championship in 2006. Ari, we get a good look at the car, but it does look like Anna Beatriz is okay. Currently running 7th. Jay Howard didn't lose much ground either. He is running 8th.
Right, look at the suspension. Everything's straight. Everything is good. She's feeling everything out right now. She's still in a good position. Look at Strauss trying to make a move there. Just didn't make it.
James Davison continues to work on Strauss, and Strauss on Davidson, and they've got a good little battle going as they run 3rd and 4th right now. Junior Strauss, he's been impressive throughout this weekend, and you got to admit, Ari, you're a little surprised with how well he qualified.
Yeah, I mean, he's a standout from Atlantics, you know, a top guy. It's just surprising to see him on the front row in his first 2 starts.
Got a problem. First problem of the race is a couple of cars have gotten together. So the 3 cars come to a stop. That is Sergei Makshantsev, the driver from Russia, 31 years old. He's the oldest driver in the field. So the problem for Makshantsev, and it looks like we have a local yellow. Yeah, so we'll remain green on the remainder of the course as Makshantsev tries to get the car in reverse and gets back onto the course. And Ari, let's remind everybody, these cars do have onboard starters, am I right?
Yes, they have onboard starters. They have reverse. It's difficult to engage reverse. It can happen, though, so hopefully he can get rolling again.
Well, meantime, J.R. Hildebrand beginning to pull away just a bit. About a 4 or 5 car length lead on his teammate Sebastian Saavedra. This is your old team. You and Rafa Matos last year were driving these 2 race cars, so you know how this team works. And Ari, I'm curious, will they put some sort of team order in place if, in fact, it looks like we've got a situation where well, if you've got one car protecting for the other, will Saavedra go into defense mode at any point?
I don't think you're going to see that. Maybe towards the end of the year, you know, they'll help each other out as much as they can. But right now, both those guys want to win. You know, they both push each other just like me and Rafa did last year, and it's a good situation. And I love seeing the number 26 up front.
Well, as we mentioned, J.R. Hildebrand, 21 years old. Sebastian Saavedra from Colombia, all of 18. The field just continued. The average age, Ari, just continued to get younger and younger every year. The teammates there now beginning to pull away a bit through 10. And now we come to what is a very interesting portion of the track, an 11-12 chicane where you really got to take it flat, right?
Yeah. It's flat in qualifying. In the race, it won't be flat. It's definitely the quickest chicane on a street course that I've ever been on. And this is a great course. You know, it has everything. It's got passing zones. It's got great fast corners. It's got technical stuff. Right now, we look at Strauss trying to make a move on Davidson.
He's in the orange car, yeah. Trying to make the move on James Davidson. The 21 cars, they head into turn number 1. Ari, what do you have to do to make a pass at that part of the track?
Basically, right there, he didn't have the momentum, but he just wants to show Davidson, look, I'm here, you know, trying to get Davidson to make a mistake. That's basically what happened there.
Well, we look a little bit farther back. Jonathan Somerton, he's currently running 5th. James Hinchcliffe, he is shown in 6th. And Duncan Taffy, Anna Beatriz, and Jay Howard have dropped back to 8th and 9th, respectively. Daniel Harrington, who we mentioned at the top, who was running for Brian Herta Autosport, he is currently running 10th. But right now, it's AFS Andretti Green kind of having their way, much like they did here last year.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Rafa, you know, dominated the first event here. I had trouble in that event, and also, you know, had trouble in the second event, but they're a strong team, got great engineers, a lot of depth. They have a lot of resources that some of the other teams don't have. They've tested a lot off the offseason, and JR is just putting on a show right now.
So JR Hildebrand off of turn number 14. If you had told me before the start of this race that all 27 cars would have made it through turn 1, I wouldn't have believed it. There is your top 5 Firestone Indy Lights on Versus. The Firestone Indy Lights St. Petersburg 100 on Versus is presented by Firestone. With a tradition of innovation that spans over 100 years, Firestone is the first name in Indy racing. The Firestone Indy Lights St. Petersburg 100. While we were away, some problems for some drivers, including contender Sebastian Saavedra. Fuel pickup problems. His day was done early, so Sebastian Saavedra, just 6 laps of the 40 complete for him, and his race is done. Problem 2, heading into turn 13, Logan Gomez and Jesse Mason, contact there. Both drivers, however, Ari Leyendijk, were able to continue.
Yeah, that's good. That was definitely Logan Gomez just being a little bit too over-anxious. So here we have Duncan Tappy taking way too much curb on turn 12. Actually got up on the 2 wheels, flies off the track.
Car literally got airborne as we are showing 23, make it 24.
Strauss makes a move to the inside.
24 of 40 laps are being complete side by side in turn number 1. This is the battle for the lead.
He's got it done.
And J.R. Hildebrand, he gets a pit sideways and gives up not one but 2 positions.
That was
there,
amazing. That was a great move by Junior Strauss. He timed the restart perfect. For a guy who's never done rolling starts, he sure did good.
Ana Beatriz, who backed up as far as 9th place after the initial contact on the initial start with Jay Howard, she's got herself right back into competition.
Another great move. That was just because JR the momentum was killed when he was passed, and that's what happened when you get into 4.
We talked about veteran status at the beginning of this race. Ana right now is showing that veteran status. She didn't let the incident start the race get to her, and she's driving like a veteran.
She's doing really good. She's picking him off. JR, he's the quickest guy on the track right now, but it is super tough to pass here, so we'll see what he can do.
Junior Strauss has taken the lead here with soon to be 25 of 40 laps complete. All right, we're going to take a look at how he did it, because a great move down there in turn number 1. There you see Ana Beatriz. There you see the guy who led the first 24 laps here, J.R. Hildebrand. Here he is at the point. He'll take the green flag. Tell us how Strauss makes the move.
He makes the move. JR thinks, oh, I'm going to close the door, and then he said, no, shoot, he's next to me. So then he tried to take him wide, but he lost traction on the outside of the corner, and that's what killed the momentum.
And by that time, he had also lost enough momentum that Jonathan Somerton was able to go fast as well. Another problem for Logan Gomez there in turn number 10.
Yeah, he was caught up in that incident earlier, not having a good day.
So J.R. Hildebrand led the first 24 laps, and just like that, Junior Strauss, the rookie, what a great deal. We've talked about the job he has done this weekend, but all right, we're going to remember that pass there in turn number 1.
That is a great pass. He won an Atlantic race last year, finished 5th in the championship. He's proven himself right now. He's doing really good, and this is something I would have never expected if you asked me who's going to win the race. If Junior Strauss can pull this off, it'll be great.
Junior Strauss will be the leader as we come to the line, completing 26 of 40 laps. Exciting Firestone Indy Lights action here on Versus as we open the 2009 season. And Ari, from the looks of things, this is going to be a fun championship.
Yeah, we have such a depth in the field here. Jonathan Somerton right now, he's running 2nd. You got veterans, you got fast rookies, you got 27 guys, all under 31 years old. This is going to be an amazing year.
Ana Beatriz doing a nice job as she is now up to 3rd. J.R. Hildebrand losing yet another position as Ana has managed to get past him on that lap. Jay Howard has moved up to 5th. So you've got Strauss, Somerton, Beatriz, Hildebrand, and Jay Howard, your top 5 right now. The biggest surprise has got to be Strauss, the rookie, is out in front. But as you mentioned, here's a guy that comes in with an awful lot of racing experience.
Yeah, Junior Strauss, open wheel talent from Holland. Came over, drove the last 2 years in Atlantics.
5th in Atlantics last year.
5th in Atlantics, got a win at Mont Tremblant. And now you see him, he's pacing the field right now. Ana just set her fastest lap. She's on kill right now. She wants to get up to Jonathan Somerton, who's right now in P2.
Strauss is driving the Shell V-Power Canals HTP Winner's Circle Group car, and right now beginning to put a little distance between himself and 2nd place Jonathan Somerton.
Junior Strauss is engineered by Tim Wardrop, which was my dad's engineer when he won the 500 in 1997. Yep. So I definitely have a connection with them, and it's good to see them doing well today.
And Junior Strauss, he has been fast in practically every session, but we haven't seen him on track that much. That's, it was the great unknown, Ari, these 17 rookies, because we just didn't see enough of them in the practice sessions this weekend to know what to expect. But certainly Junior Strauss right now out of the Netherlands, he's looking very impressive. Jonathan Somerton, though, and Ana Beatriz, this thing's a long way from over.
Right, you see 2 really experienced drivers in Ana and J.R. Hildebrand in 4th and 5th, or 3rd and 4th, excuse me. We'll see if they can catch up to these rookies.
So as we're on board now with Stefan Wilson, Richard Philippe, who started last, came off in 27th place. Richard Philippe has been on the move. He is currently running in 17th place, but now being tracked down by Stefan Wilson as we go on board into turn number 9.
This is a really tough place to pass. This is coming onto the back straightaway. You got a flat out kink. There's a map on a steering wheel. Most drivers, have that map just to debrief when they come into the pits to talk about the corners. Here we go into a hard braking zone. Use a little bit of the curb. Now we come to that very fast chicane. If you're behind another car, it's very hard to go quick here. This is where we had that incident with Duncan Tappy.
Yep.
This is coming onto the last corner, coming onto the long straightaway. You want to get a really good runoff here. This is very important. This is where downforce comes into play. How much wind do you have on?
And look at them run nose to tail here as they streak down this front straight. And Ari, of course, now it looks like in the straightaway, Richard Philippe able to pull away a bit. It has a little bit more horsepower, but
we got
so
Wayne
much
Cunningham
in front of
up ahead. This is Wayne Cunningham right here. He made a mistake.
Gives up 4 positions just like that. And whoa, Stephen Wilson very nearly got into the side, the barrier there on the right side.
Yeah, he got into the marbles, which is basically the non-racing line, and it's very slick there. Now you see Pippa Man making a move.
So Pippa Man, the rookie driving this season along with Martin Plowman for Panther Racing, tested well, led the test at Homestead, the oval test, and Pippa Man looks like could make some noise, but Panther has not been known to have a great street course, road course setup, as we're on board now with Anna Beatriz, as Anna has worked her way back up to 3rd place after starting 7th. You know, Anna established herself as a force last year in Firestone Indy Lights with both a race win and top 3 finish in the championship standings. This year, she has just one thing on her mind, and that's the Firestone Firehawk Cup.
Here comes Beatrice, a little bit of a run coming out of turn number 2.
I just want to be the best.
Beatrice to the low side, Davison is up high, and Beatrice makes a clean pass going into turn number 3. Anna Beatrice is now the leader here at Nashville Superspeedway.
I'm trying to really write my future.
Anna Beatrice, welcome to the history books. Checkered flag is out. Anna Beatrice will win at Nashville Superspeedway.
Maybe another star on the horizon in the Indy Racing League. Anna Beatrice is a first-time winner.
Of course, it's nice to be the man, because it's so hard to really fight with them.
Rafael Matos, Anna Beatrice go side by side. When the dust is settled, Anna Beatrice has grabbed the point.
I always think I can be better, and I'll make the difference.
The talent is natural, but her determination is really unique.
I think my target this year, of course, is winning the championship. Of course, it's great. Everybody believes that we are a championship contender, and a lot of people are making expectations. But if you go to St. Pete and not do well, everybody forget about it. So it's like this to say, oh, she's done.
Antonucci got the jump going into turn number 1 and clipped that right rear tire, and that sent Beatrice spinning around.
Everybody wants to make history, and if I can win Firestone Indy Lights, it would be something huge.
Anna Beatrice got the jump at the start. She's the leader. She's impressed a lot of people.
Anna Beatrice car owner Sam Schmidt is here on the pit lane with us. Anna's in 3rd place right now. How's she doing?
Doing an excellent job. I mean, I'd hate to see what she could do if they had a straight-up qualifying format, but that's another story. So she's doing a great job, and she's solid like she was last year. I think she'll be there all year.
One of 4 Sam Schmidt Motorsports cars in the field. James Hinchcliffe is running in 6th right now. Mike?
Yeah, Junior Strauss is the leader. Jonathan Somerton runs 2nd. Anna Beatrice, as you mentioned, Kevin, is 3rd. Then J.R. Hildebrand and Jay Howard with 30 of 40 complete. We'll be back for the conclusion of race number 1, the St. Petersburg 100 Firestone Indy Lights on Versus. This is a good one, folks. Less than 3 laps remaining in race number 1 on the 2009 Firestone Indy Lights schedule here on the streets of St. Petersburg, the St. Petersburg 100. Mike King along with Arie Luyendyk Jr. and Kevin Lee. Junior Strauss, the driver from the Netherlands, the 25-year-old, a rookie in Firestone Indy Lights this season. The surprise of this race, Jonathan Somerton trying to do everything he can, Ari, to chase him down. As they come to the line, there'll be 2 to go at the line.
He's at a really good pace. He's putting together the best laps of the race, the quickest laps of the race. We're seeing a really good battle for 1st here and a good battle for 3rd with Hildebrand and Bia.
Couple of laps earlier, we saw Anna Beatrice have a problem down in turn number 1, and because of that, she was giving up the position to J.R. Hildebrand, who went back to 3rd. This is where it happened, but Anna, unfortunately, looked like just got a little wide and won.
Yeah, they are really battling back and forth.
This is the battle for 3rd place.
We have seen them pass each other 3 or 4 times now, and it's really getting heated. So let's see if Anna can come back at him. Junior Strauss seems to have this one tied up as long as he doesn't make any big mistakes.
So Junior Strauss now about a lap and a half away from becoming the 2nd Dutch driver to win in Firestone Indy Lights competition. Arie Luyendyk Jr., do you know who the first one was?
Yes.
That would be you, right? This has got to be...
one Dutchman to another. I won the last one. He can win the first
There
one.
you go. And this has got to be, give us an idea for what he's feeling in the car right now. A lap and 3 corners to go, and he knows that if he maintains, he's got this thing won. He's got it in his back pocket. Ari, what are the emotions in the car right now?
He's trying not to get too much emotions going right now. He's just concentrating on every single corner, trying not to make a mistake, telling himself, don't make that mistake, you know. Braking a little bit earlier than he has to. White flag is out. Let's see if he can get a clean lap together.
So here it is, the final lap of race number 1 of the 2009 Firestone Indy Lights season. The question now is, will Anna Beatrice have anything for J.R. Hildebrand for 3rd position? Because right now, 1st place belongs to Junior Strauss. 2nd place to Jonathan Somerton. The next best race on the track, Hildebrand and Beatrice.
I don't think she can do it. She's not close enough here. This is the best opportunity she's got. Same with Somerton. Somerton is doing a really good job. He's been so close. This is a tough section right here. Very, very tight. This leads on to turn 9. The last good corner, good passing opportunity right here, going down towards turn 10.
But Jonathan Somerton started well here. He started on the outside of row number 3, started 6, managed to pick his way to the front. Of course, taking advantage of a couple of mistakes. The biggest mistake was that restart on lap 24 when J.R. Hildebrand allowed Junior Strauss to catch him in line.
Right, exactly. He left the door open. Now Junior Strauss is coming in the checker.
Off of turn number 14 for the final time in the season opener, Junior Strauss, the rookie, one of 17 in the field, will see the twin checkers, and a rookie will grab the championship lead in Firestone Indy Lights. I think he's happy.
That's awesome. Yeah, he was thrilled after qualifying, being on the front row. This is just a dream weekend for him.
So congratulations to Junior Strauss, as he is the winner of race number 1 of the 16 races on the 2009 Firestone Indy Lights schedule, the St. Petersburg 100. And Junior Strauss with that number 1 finger up in the air. And Ari, you said earlier you just didn't believe that this was possible after watching him yesterday.
No, I mean, this is just incredible. Yesterday he put together a really good performance in qualifying, but he was in a slower group, so the times weren't there. And then today he was in qualifying number 2. He impressed, and look at here, he won the race. How unbelievable is that?
Victory lap for Junior Strauss. He continues to celebrate all the way back into turn number 9. There's your team. Boy, are they happy. Jonathan Somerton got to be happy to come away with a 2nd place finish. And J.R. Hildebrand, to at least some degree, he's got to be happy to just find himself back on the podium.
Yeah, when it comes to results, you know, you still got a podium. He still finished 3rd in the first race, so good job for JR. You know, he'd love to be in the winner's circle right now, but he still has tomorrow.
Well, let's take a look at the results, as your winner is Junior Strauss. Jonathan Somerton winds up 2nd. 3rd place to J.R. Hildebrand, our pole sitter. Anna Beatrice, she struggles and winds up 4th. Jay Howard is 5th. Then you've got Hinchcliffe, Harrington, Davison, Romancini. 11th place to Jackson, and the rest filling out the top 20. Brandon Wagner winds up there, his first ever street course event, so really not a bad showing for him. Jesse Mason, Sean Guthrie, and the rest filling out the 27 driver field. Time to hear from our winner. Let's head to Kevin Lee in Victory Lane. He's got Junior Strauss.
Yeah! Woo! Go Winter Circle Group! Yeah! Junior Strauss won in the Atlantic Series last year. He's won his debut in Firestone Indy Lights here today on the streets of St. Petersburg. Climb on down, Junior. Tell me about the lap 23 restart and the pass that turned out to be for the win.
Wow, that pass was just wild. I couldn't brake as late as the ASR car or the ASF cars, so I just went for it. Knew this was now or never. I was quick out of the U-turn, beginning of the straight, and I just went for it. We touched for a minute, but great driving from Hildebrand, and kudos to him. The race was just amazing. New team, Winner Circle Group Racing. Guys, you did amazing. Thanks to sponsors. Don't forget to fill up at Shell and Bike in Australia.
Congratulations. Go celebrate. Junior Strauss, the winner here on the streets of St. Pete's.
A cold sip of water, well-deserved after this race, and that's going to do it for race number 1. Folks enjoying the Ferris wheel here on the streets of St. Pete, and we're getting set for race number 2 of the 2009 Firestone Indy Lights season. It is J.R. Make it Junior Strauss celebrating in Victory Lane. Jonathan Somerton 2nd, J.R. Hildebrand 3rd in race number 1 to kick off the 09 season. Welcome back to beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida, as the cars are on track for race number 2 of the Firestone Indy Lights season, St. Petersburg 100. Mike King along with Ari Lyondike Jr. and Kevin Lee as we get set for race number 2. Junior Strauss celebration's over for right now. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. And Sebastian Saavedra wound up 26th, Ari, in race number 1, but he goes off on pole in race 2.
He's definitely looking to gap the field here. Junior Strauss had a really good race yesterday, so let's see if he can repeat.
Yeah, Junior Strauss set to go off on the outside of the front row. James Hinchcliffe and company there as you take a look at the drivers that will start 6th through 10th. Jay Howard, 2006 champion, will go off 10th. Take a look at Duncan Tappy as he will go off 13th. Had a big scare there in race number 1.
Yeah, a lot of guys have trouble with the vision, actually running out of tear-offs. There was some spray from one of the cars, and that affected Duncan in his crash.
Rest of the grid as the drivers warming up the tires. You see Jonathan Somerton as he had an outstanding run in race number 1 as well. He winds up 2nd. And there you see all the rest of the starters. Sergei Mokhchantsev will go off 27th. He was the first driver out in race number 1. Through turn number 10, what a beautiful sight it is, and just gorgeous conditions here for race number 2 of the Firestone Indy Lights season. Let's talk about the keys to the race, Ari.
First one, track conditions. You know, the IndyCar warm-up just got finished, so there should be more grip than race 1. Second one will be restarts. A lot of the passing was done. Strauss made it happen for the lead. On the restarts, look for Jonathan Somerton to take advantage of this. The last one would be aggressive. Street course, need to make moves happen sometimes.
Come off of turn number 14, down this long front straightaway at the Albert Whitted Airport, and the green flag is out, and we're underway. Race number 2. Sebastian Saavedra, he's got his teammate Ari going to the inside, and it looks like Hildebrand will make the move into turn number 1.
Great move. He orchestrated that perfect. Everyone's getting through there cleanly right now.
You talked about one of the keys being aggressive. Hildebrand, very aggressive on that start.
Yeah, I think, he really took advantage of Saavedra's inexperience on the rolling starts.
Once again, as we talked about in race number 1, the fact that we have 17 rookies of the 27 drivers on the grid for this race. Already half of this field had never done a flying start going into race number 1. Once again, another great start for the Firestone Indy Lights, but we do have a problem with the 63 car. Duncan Tappy, who had the problem yesterday.
He's having a bad weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a shame for Duncan Tappy. And Ari, the damage to the car when you bury it in the tire barrier like that is going to be extensive to the front nose.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the problem areas on the start, turn 4, heavy braking zone. We haven't seen the replay yet, but it's a shame.
Duncan Tappy wound up 25th in race number 1. Here's your replay, Ari. Take a look in turn number 4. Whoa, he got airborne.
Yeah, it looks like, we didn't see the beginning of that, so it's kind of hard to tell what happened, but definitely went up on 2 wheels and ended up in the tire barrier.
Got to assume with the right side of the car up like that, he made contact with another driver.
Exactly. Someone could have poked their nose inside, made a late braking move. We don't know whose fault that was.
Well, it was J.R. Hildebrand who, in race number 1, gave it up on the restart. It looked like he was going to have a good chance to win the race. On the start of race number 2, JR made sure he was not going to be called out. A very aggressive start. He goes from 3rd to 1st.
But it's looking like he might get a penalty here.
Well, let's take a look. Perhaps there he is. You see that JR made the dive to the inside before the start-finish line. So the 26, Ari, is going to be penalized. So
he's going to have to move behind the 18, I believe, which will put him in 3rd.
So J.R. Hildebrand, who had grabbed the lead on the start, will not have it when we restart after this incident in turn number 4. So as we get set to reset the lineup, we have a full course caution because of the incident involving this guy, Duncan Tappy. Let's go to pit lane and Kevin Lee.
Al Spire is the executive director of Firestone Racing, involved with the Firestone Indy Lights series. Again, you had a long involvement. What led you to be back as a title sponsor for this series beginning last season?
Well, Firestone Indy Lights is such a great training ground for drivers. We got Rafael Matos, who won the series last year, and it catapulted him right into an IndyCar ride this year. That's exactly what Firestone Indy Lights is supposed to do. And not only is it a very good training ground for drivers, but team owners and mechanics and everybody who's involved with the series. So it was one of the key fundamental building blocks for Firestone getting back into IndyCar racing. And we just continue to want to support the new people, the new blood coming into the sport.
How do these tires in this series compare to the IndyCar tires?
Well, they're a little bit smaller. I mean, everything on the Indy Lights cars is just a little bit smaller than the Indy cars, but they're very, very technologically advanced tires. You know, we do a lot of development work on them as well to run on all the different street, road circuits, and ovals. That's the variety that Firestone Indy Lights has that no other racing series has either as a training ground. So they're pretty special tires.
Thank you. Al Spire from Firestone.
Full course caution, Kevin, for the incident involving the rookie Duncan Tappy, who hails from West Ewell, England. J.R. Hildebrand will move back behind his teammates Sebastian Saavedra and Junior Strauss when we come back. Welcome back to the Firestone Indy Lights St. Petersburg 100 on versus your leader Sebastian Saavedra. J.R. Hildebrand now shown in second place. Remember, he was penalized, Arie Luyendyk Jr. on the start of the race, had to go back to third, but has now regained a position.
He made a really good move on a restart, and we'll see why we have the yellow.
We are under yellow for an incident involving Pippa Mann. This was just a couple of laps earlier as Pippa Mann and Allie Jackson were fighting for 18th place on track, and then Pippa Mann, just 3 laps later, winds up making contact with the wall, damages the right rear, and she is out of the race.
A very tough day for her.
So Pippa Mann to the sidelines. Restart now as we have 22 laps being shown complete, working lap number 23 of the 40 that will make up this, the second event on the 2009 Firestone Indy Lights Series calendar. Sebastian Saavedra, problems yesterday with fuel pressure, but Arie Luyendyk Jr. in race number 2, he's all over it. He's been turning some very quick laps.
We're just after halfway. He's definitely controlling the race. He has a really good pace. The pace is quicker than yesterday. He actually just posted before that yellow the quickest lap of the race, which is quicker than his qualifying lap, which put him on pole.
Jonathan Somerton, the 20-year-old rookie from Kissimmee, Florida, third in Atlantics last year, had a great day in day 1 and race number 1. Now he has found himself starting 16th in race number 2, but has fought his way up to 9th place, so he's already working in the top 10.
He actually made up 7 spots on the first lap.
Can't beat that.
He's pretty much found his home in 9th place. Hopefully he can move up a little bit more, but here we got some action for second place.
Good battle here, and we've got to spin. That is James Davison in turn number 13, another car.
And Philippe.
Richard Philippe will go off the track to avoid him, and James Davison in the sand trap there, and Arie, it looks like he's going to be stuck. I don't think he's going to be able to get out. So James Davison, who is running in the top 5 as the battle is heating up front here on the streets of St. Petersburg. Sebastian Saavedra continues to lead. He's being chased by J.R. Hildebrand and race 1 winner Junior Strauss. Anna Beatrice has also got herself into the top 5. There you see Anna in the 20 car. Here's the replay, Arie, in 13.
Looks like, Richard Philippe, just way too aggressive. He just braked way too late for the last corner.
Full course yellow, and I've got to assume that it's for the James Davison car.
Yeah, you know, that's just one of those situations, not Davison's fault.
Yep.
He had a tough race yesterday. He was second for most of the race, but slipped back to 8th. He was looking to make some points up today, and unfortunately his day's done.
Well, right now it's AFS Andretti Green Racing shown at the top of the leaderboard. Sebastian Saavedra, the 18-year-old rookie, is the leader as we work lap 24 under caution on the streets of St. Pete. Let's go to Kevin Lee.
Kim Green is one of the owners of AFS Andretti Green Racing, running 1-2 right now. Your guy Hildebrand made a great move getting past Strauss in turn 13. Obviously the day's going pretty well.
Wow, so far the guys are doing a really good job, Sebastian and JR, and both got very strong race cars. A long way to go still in this race. We had a very good race going yesterday and didn't turn out that way, but very, very happy with the way the team's working out this season at the opening race.
Andretti Green is one of several IndyCar teams involved in this series. What's the advantage to the IndyCar operation?
Well, I think there's several advantages. One, we get some additional test miles, which is fantastic. It's a great place to develop not only drivers, engineers, and crew members. So JR has already driven our IndyCar once at Sebring. Done a great job, I think, contributed a lot. And both he and Sebastian, I hope, will get an opportunity to run our IndyCar again, and that's precious. It's great for the series. We won the championship last year with Gary Peterson and AFS as well. We've got a great team, so hopefully we can do the same again this year.
Gary Peterson is the owner of AFS Racing. They combine with Andretti Green Racing for the Firestone Indy Lights operation.
And J.R. Hildebrand is the old man at AFS Andretti Green at the age of 21, while his teammate Sebastian Saavedra is just 18 years old. So they've got a couple couple of young guns in the AFS Andretti green fold. Well, as we get set to go back to the restart, I want to remind you that tonight the Red Wings skate into Buffalo. Again, the home ice edge push the Sabres past the champs and into the playoffs. And in the Stanley Cup playoffs, every second counts. Don't miss a single one. Coverage of the 2009 Stanley Cup playoffs begin next Wednesday at 6:30 Eastern right here on Versus. Sebastian Saavedra, the 18-year-old from Bogota, Colombia, leads his teammate J.R. Hildebrand and Junior Strauss at the St. Petersburg 100. 24 of 40 laps being shown complete. Mike King, Ari Landike Jr., and Kevin Lee, we welcome you back to the Firestone Indy Lights St. Petersburg 100 on Versus. Ari, a lot to catch up on before we go back to green flag racing with 3 laps to go. This on lap 27. Anna Beatrice, J.R. Hildebrand working in the top 4, and they get together in turn number 1.
Yeah, Anna's definitely, she tried to take advantage of Strauss moving to the inside, but her mistake takes out 2 of the most experienced drivers in our field.
So J.R. Strauss Jr. makes the pass to the inside, made it look good too. He really did a great job. Anna, thinking that she was going to be able to follow him into turn 1, just didn't happen. Winds up part of her car is in J.R. Hildebrand's car. Both she and Hildebrand done for the day.
Yeah, she made the commitment. Here's the restart on lap 33, and Sebastian Saavedra just braked a little bit too late into 1. Junior Strauss took advantage.
And Stefan Wilson, who had also lost the front left wing on his car. Stefan, once again, Justin Wilson's brother, was having a good outing, but he is out of this one. We're going back to green flag racing here on the streets of St. Petersburg. And Junior Strauss, he's looking to make it a clean sweep here, Ari, with 3 to go now at the line. Junior Strauss is out in front of Sebastian Saavedra. James Hinchcliffe now runs in 3rd place, and Jonathan Somerton, who started this race in 16th place, he's looking for an opportunity to get on the podium for the 2nd time this weekend.
He's had an amazing race. He's been taking advantage of all the things gone wrong around him. He's passed a lot of cars as well, and now we're seeing him in 4th. Could he get on the podium for the 2nd time this weekend, even though he started 16th?
We have kept our eye on that man right there, the number 9, the Anderson Racing Machine of Jonathan Somerton from nearby Kissimmee, Florida, 20 years old, running that Allied interim supply car. And boy, he has just been great. And let's face it, Ari, a lot of his success in race number 2 has been because he's been able to keep his nose clean.
He had a great opening lap, made up 6 spots, but since then he hasn't made many moves, but he's stayed out of trouble, and that's been the key. And now he finds himself in a spot to where he could challenge for a podium. He's got Hinchcliffe in front of him, another experienced guy, a rookie to Indy Lights, but look for him. He's got 3 laps. He's got to really push here to make it happen, though.
Junior Strauss, though, this guy has impressed this weekend. And Ari, he seems
Saavedra's got a good look at this, though.
Is he going to have enough, though, to make the run? No, not nearly enough.
Not nearly enough. But Strauss has been impressive. He's setting lap times right now that aren't as quick as Saavedra, but he's been really good on restarts. He seems to have the restarts down, and that has been the key to his success this weekend.
2 laps are key for Junior Strauss. He goes from 3rd to 2nd on lap 27, and then he goes to the front on the restart on lap 33, and that's where he is right now. And now he's got Sebastian Saavedra trying to chase him down.
Yeah, you saw Saavedra is pushing really hard. He went a little too hot into 4, lost some time. Saavedra seems to be the quicker car here. Can he get by? That's another question. He's got really good braking zones. Here is 10, good braking zone that you can make some passes, but it's going to take a lot. Strauss, he's got the pace. Let's see if he can keep it up.
Junior Strauss, the 25-year-old driver from Wassenaar, Netherlands. Last year, he found a home in the Atlantics where he finished 5th in the championship. But here, looks like he's found a new home that he really likes in the Firestone Indy Lights Series, as he is looking to go 2 for 2 in his first 2 starts in Firestone Indy Lights, and he'll see the white flag at the line. So
Saavedra is not close enough.
No, he is not. And Ari, where's his next best opportunity going to come in turn 10?
Well, right now he's not close enough to get it done in 4, so he has just got to concentrate on getting the technical corners down. Turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, get a good run off at 9, and hopefully he'll be close enough to make a move into 10.
The Winner's Circle Group, that's the team that Junior Strauss drives for. It's the former PDM Racing Group out of Indianapolis. Paul Diatlovich and company looking to go to victory lane for the 2nd time this weekend. Right now, everything going their way. Meantime, Andretti Andretti Green Racing. Saavedra runs second in that AFS Andretti Green car, but with J.R. Hildebrand on the sidelines, they have already suffered 2 DNFs this weekend in the first 2 events.
Yeah, from what could have been a dream weekend has turned into a mediocre weekend for AFS Andretti Green Racing. But this, the storybook tale, Junior Strauss, the Dutchman, making it happen right here, coming into the last corner.
Junior Strauss, all he has to do now is keep it in a straight line off of turn number 14. Junior Strauss, the 25-year-old who said, I will win this weekend. And Ari, he has not done it once, but twice as he takes the checkered flag.
Amazing
Strauss
job.
is the winner in front of Sebastian Saavedra. James Hinchcliffe winds up third. Jonathan Somerton is in fourth. Daniel Harrington in fifth. A little Gatorade shower, if you will, for Paul Diablovich there. Couple of cars getting together here at the end. One of them, it looks like, is Andrew Prendeville. Here as they were pressing very hard to the finish. Is that Jay Howard? It might possibly be Jay Howard that was part of that. We'll have to check that. But there it is. You see Jonathan Somerton coming alongside the 18 of Junior Strauss, giving him the heads up. And Jonathan Somerton just missing a podium here. But a great drive for Jonathan as he goes from 16th to 4th.
Yeah, and he'll leave here second in points, Somerton. So that's a great weekend for him. Great start to the season, but nothing better than having 2 wins. Junior Strauss, excellent job.
And he's the first driver to do this since your former teammate, Rafa Matos, 3 years ago, came here and swept the weekend, then driving for Guthrie Racing.
And it wasn't an easy job. You know, he had to make some really good moves out there, and he impressed a lot of people. So let's see what he can do for the rest of the season. You know, 16 races, a long time to go, but he looks pretty strong.
Well, Junior Strauss is your winner. This is a weekend that he will not soon forget. Sebastian Saavedra winds up second. James Hinchcliffe third. Then Jonathan Somerton, Daniel Harrington, Mario Romancini, Charlie Kimball, Jay Howard, Gustavo Jacobin, and Richard Philippe, your top 10. Let's take a look, Ari. We did have 2 cars getting together. Andrew Prendeville was involved.
Plowman.
And that is Martin Plowman. I thought it was one of the Palm Beach International Raceway cars, but Plowman and his teammate.
Correct. And that's just a factor of not leaving enough room for each other, you know? Look at Junior Strauss celebrating. He's definitely excited to win these 2 races. What an amazing feat.
This guy has already stood on his car and raised his arms in victory, if you will, 3 times this week, and he's going to do it for a 4th. The 18 of Junior Strauss in victory lane for the 2nd consecutive race to start the 2009 Firestone Indy Lights Series season. We'll talk to the winner when we come back to St. Petersburg. The Firestone Indy Lights St. Petersburg 100 on Versus is presented by Firestone. With a tradition of innovation that spans over 100 years, Firestone is the first name in Indy racing. 25-year-old Junior Strauss, he made the pass on Sebastian Saavedra on lap 33, led the final 8 laps, and he is the winner again on the streets of St. Petersburg. Strauss on top of the car celebrating. Kevin Lee is there.
He's the first to start his Firestone Indy Lights career 2 for 2 since 2006 here with Rafael Matos, who is now in the IndyCar Series. This time, 2 passes off restarts to get from 3rd to 2nd and then to the lead.
Well, this race was amazing, guys. Car was so good. I'd like to thank the Winner's Circle Group team for that again. We had a tough race again. It was really hot in the car. Firestone tires kept up really well, gave me grip all through the entire race. I'd like to thank the St. Petersburg fans for all coming to the racetrack. You guys were great, and I'm looking forward to the next race in Long Beach.
What has this weekend done for your career?
I think a lot. It's given the team a lot of confidence. We're a new outfit, so that's obviously very important. Also good for the sponsors, Shell, Knaus, that they're on.
You've got one more road course coming up after this, the streets of Long Beach. What are we going to see when we get to the ovals from you?
Well, we had a pretty good test at the Miami Homestead Oval. I was pretty happy with the car. I have great engineers, so I think we'll be okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Junior Strauss, an excellent start to his Firestone Indy Lights career. He's 2 for 2 on the streets of St. Pete's.
Well, Ari Leindike Jr., when we started talking about this weekend, we asked, could the rookies have an impact, or would it be the veteran experience that paid off? I think we've got our answer. Rookie has won, not 1, but 2 races here this weekend.
The veterans made the mistakes.
Absolutely.
So
as Kevin Lee mentioned, the pass on lap 27 boosted Junior Strauss from 3rd to 2nd. And then on lap 33, well, this guy is excellent on the restarts as he gets past Saavedra. As we take a look at all of the results here on the St. Petersburg
I expected
100.
Wade to be a little bit quicker. You know, he struggled this weekend. I'm sure he'll find his pace throughout the season.
Certainly J.R. Hildebrand, that 21st place finish does not represent what that guy could have done this weekend. And J.R. Hildebrand winds up with a 21st place finish. As we mentioned, AFS Andretti Green Racing, a DNF in race 1 with Saavedra, a DNF in race 2 with Hildebrand. Disappointing for them.
Yeah, right now Saavedra sits 8th in points. Hildebrand sits 7th. So, you know, not what they expected leaving here. So let's see if they can make it up throughout the season.
Championship points as we get set to head to Long Beach in a couple of weeks. No denying that Junior Strauss is far away, the man out in front with 100 points. Jonathan Somerton, a great weekend for him, a 2nd and 4th place finish. He's 28 back. Then you've got James Hinchcliffe, Daniel Harrington, Jay Howard, your top 5. Well, you're going to want to join us in 2 weeks here on Versus for the Firestone Indy Lights Long Beach 100, Monday, April the 20th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. NHL action coming up next. It's the Red Wings and the Buffalo Sabres. For more information on IndyCar, log on to Versus.com. For Ari Lyondike Jr., Kevin Lee, I'm Mike King. Congratulations to Junior Strauss. He sweeps the weekend here on the streets of St. Petersburg.